I made this video just for you if you're wondering, like, is my soulmate coming? Is the money coming? Are my goals going to manifest? I feel like I'm doing all the right things and it hasn't happened yet. Now I'm confused, I'm doubting, or maybe you're not even on the scale of totally doubting. You're just wondering if you're on the right track or not. And the thing is, there's 7 main signs from the universe that what you want is coming. Now, these are the 7 most common signs I found every single time in my life when I have a huge breakthrough. Whether it's a huge breakthrough for money, or it was attracting my soulmate and now the wife and mother of my children, whatever it is, these 7 signs are going to show you are on the right track. And if you're not doing them, they're easy adjustments to make that open up the floodgates so what you want starts to come quicker and faster. Number 1 is you stop complaining about not having it. This is the number 1 sign that you're about to attract whatever it is that you want. Because when you stop complaining about not having it, you're now in vibrational alignment with having it, right? Because the universe has a basic law, the law of attraction, and more importantly, the law of vibration. And the law of vibration says that everything is energy and everything has a vibrational frequency. So all your emotions and your entire state of being has a vibrational frequency. So when you're in a vibrational frequency of wanting money, wanting your soulmate, but then you're like, damn, it's not happening yet. I can't believe it still has. I've been doing everything and it's still not happening, right? When you're in that state, your vibration is out of alignment with what you want. But when you just notice, oh man, I finally cracked that habit and I stopped complaining about not having it, you're immediately shifted into the vibration of what it is that you want. And one of the easiest ways to do this is to remember what you want wants you, and it already exists. So this idea that you might not get it is just an illusion that is built in your mind, because quantum physics shows us everything is energy. Energy is never created or destroyed. So what you want already exists. And when you realize that, there's no reason to complain because you already know that it's on the way, it's coming. There's just a gestation and incubation period. And it might be closer than you think. As soon as you stop looking with your 5 senses, everything changes. And it was Wallace Wattles who said, lack of evidence is not evidence of lack. Lack of evidence is not evidence of lack. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not coming. It's closer than you think. Number 2 is you are blessing what you want when you see it in others. If you are in a place of wanting something and then you see somebody else has it and it makes you angry or frustrated, or you get jealous or envious, this is a sure sign that you are not going to attract what you want. So if you wanted a promotion and then Billy got the promotion, damn it, Billy, I wanted that. Well, maybe the universe was about to get you a different job, and tomorrow in the grocery store, you're going to drop your oranges, and then the boss was going to pick it up, your future boss, you just didn't know yet, and hand it to you, and then you guys are going to get to talking, and then it turns out to be a job that's 5 minutes closer to your home, and it's 20% higher pay. The simplest way is to bless what you want, and instead of looking at people that have what you want, and then taking that as a sign that they've taken the abundance, is to recognize you live in a world of infinite abundance. So somebody else can't take what's destined for you. It's impossible. And then you start to see the things that you want as signs that it's actually on the way, that you're actually in vibrational alignment with it. Kind of like, when you're a kid and you play that game, like the punch buggy game, and every time you see a yellow punch buggy, like my brother would just punch me and I'd get a sore arm. And then we'd end up like seeing them everywhere. Well, there's a part of your brain that's called your reticular activating system. And this is a part of your brain that filters out all the bits of information, because if you could process all the information that was happening every single second, you'd go insane and your head would explode and then it'd get really messy. And so your reticular activating system filters everything else out. So your reticular activating system can be used to focus on the fact that other people have your abundance, or that it's a sign the abundance is on the way. So just like the punch buggy game, when you see someone with the car you want, it's like, hey, that's a sign, I'm about to get it. someone has the job, or you see two people that look really happy together and they're doing public displays of affection. You're like, do they really need to kiss in public? So you could be like, hey, that's another sign that my true love is about to come. You bless what you want. This trains your subconscious to bring it in. Because every time you condemn what you want, you're telling your subconscious mind it's bad. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what you do and don't want, what's good and bad. So it just receives a command, and then it says, okay, boss tells me that car is bad, that relationship is bad, I'll keep it away. And blessing what you want opens up the floodgate. Number 3 is that it's become real in your inner world. Now, the way that you do this is you have to shut down your 5 senses. If your 5 senses are controlling your life, you're in a state of reaction, right? That whole term visionary, like Steve Jobs is a visionary, Elon Musk is a visionary. What does it mean? It actually means you live from an inner vision rather than the outer picture of the world as it is. So to become a visionary is to make what's in your mind real. So the first step is to actually know what it is that you want, right? And then the second step is to create such a clear picture and dwell in your imagination so much you've created the sensory vividness that you've evoked the emotion that your brain thinks it's real. And on this channel, I've cited so many studies from major universities. One of them is an awesome study where they took 3 groups playing the piano. One that actually played a piano sequence, 2 that didn't play the piano sequence, but they taught them it and they practiced imagining it. And then 3rd was a control group that did nothing. Well, the crazy thing is on fMRI machines studying brain activity, the group that imagined playing the piano was activating the same circuits of their brain as the group that actually played it. So what does this show you? That your imagination is actually just as real as physically experiencing something. So one of the ways to do this is to create a dedicated time of visualization. I have a success hypnosis. It's free. It's right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's my free success hypnosis. You can get it right now. And what I invite you to do is download it, sit down, lie down, get in a comfortable place, close your eyes, and see if you can build the picture of what you want that's so real that it actually makes you smile with your eyes closed. That means you've evoked it in your nervous system. Your brain has created the new circuits in your brain. And when that happens, that's when your outer world changes, because you move from a reactionary place of consciousness to a state of creation. And when that occurs, everything shifts quickly in your life. Number 4 is you feel like you don't need it anymore. Lao Tzu, he wrote the Tao Te Ching. Here's a quote. He says that to the person that needs nothing, the whole world reveals itself. One of the funny things is once you're living from a state of creation rather than reaction, and you create a life that feels good, that's not based off of anything exterior, then you can enjoy all the exterior things, right? You could have a nice house, you could have a nice car, you could have the perfect soulmate, all these things, but you actually don't place all the importance on them. And when you don't place all the importance on them, you realize that they're just icing on the cake. So you get to this place where you don't need it, which actually brings it to you quicker and faster in your life. And in the Bible, it says, to those that have, more is given. To those that don't have, even that which they have is taken away. What is that saying? When you don't have, when you're in a state of needing, when you're in a state of desperation, when you're in a state of, I cannot be happy until this occurs, you're going to wait forever. Literally, you can't not wait forever, because all of the outside world is a holographic mirror of your own inner state. So the goal is, I'm going to be happy regardless. I didn't meet my wife until I said, I don't need a girlfriend. I don't need to find my soulmate. I'm going to be, it's such a, one day one of my relationships before fell apart, and I was so like depressed and angry, and I was just like moping around. And I was finally like, this is so stupid. Like, think about how stupid it is that I'm sitting around depressed because somebody else didn't want me. Really? I'm going to live like that forever? I mean, I'm alive once. I'm stuck in this body. I might as well be happy. And when you apply that mindset to the money you want, the goal you want, the house you want, the car you want, the relationship you want, the health you want, when you're in this place, you get a bunch of cosmic power. right? The person that needs everything is easy to fool. The person that needs everything is the one that falls for the traps and the scams, and they get suckered into the wrong relationship because they need it. But when you don't need it, everything's given to you. And you can enjoy it and probably get a lot of it, but your happiness doesn't depend on it. And when your happiness doesn't depend on it, in a world of free will, you instantaneously get it. Number 5 is you've developed a personal relationship with a higher power, and you trust that relationship. You can call it God, you can call it spirit, universe, you can call it Billy, you can call it Frank, you can call it Susie. Alan Watts says you can't get wet by the word water. But when you've developed a personal relationship with a higher power, what happens is you realize what the Bible says, the kingdom of heaven is within, and you realize you're a divine being. And when you realize that you're a divine being and you realize that God is on your side, then your entire outer reality matches that lens through which you perceive reality. Now, there's a cell biologist, Dr. Bruce Lipton, that proved that the perception that a human being holds influences the cells of your body on a chemical level. So if you're in a place of thinking you're alone in this world, you're automatically in a fight or flight state, which controls the cells of your body, which controls the vibration you're in. Your reality mirrors that, and it constantly proves to you the hostile world in which you live. And on the flip side, Albert Einstein once said, the biggest decision you ever make in life is if you live in a friendly or hostile universe. And when you develop a personal relationship with this higher power, God, spirit, I call it God, but you can call it anything you want. Like I said, you could call it like Jorge Gonzalez or Zimbabwe Alfred. It doesn't matter. It's just a word. It's the energy. And when you start communicating with it, what happens is you can say, like, God, prove to me that I'm on the right track. Give me a sign. And then you get an extra $100, or you get set up on a blind date that might be the one, and everything starts to occur. And when you're in this place, you automatically lose your doubt because you already know that there's a higher power out there, that you're made in the image, that doesn't want you to suffer, right? You didn't get created to suffer. You got created to experience the fullness of God's abundance, which means who created first-class flights? Who created beautiful homes? Who created nice cars? God. God moved through other people to create these things, to experience its own creation and allow you to experience it. And therefore, if you're connected to it in a personal relationship, it wants you to have those things. So it improves every single aspect of your life. And you can start just by simply closing your eyes and starting to commune with it and starting to speak to it and starting to talk with it. And the crazy thing is, when you do this, you start to see it mirror quickly in your life. Number 6, you're aware that you're a divine being. So when you realize you're a divine being and not just this little meat suit, right? Everything changes. What happens? Most people have inherited so much childhood programming to believe that X, Y, and Z is wrong with them, right? Like when I started making YouTube videos, I have this crooked tooth right here. It's kind of crooked. And I used to think like, you see like newscasters and they all have like their dentures and their perfect teeth. And I thought like, okay, well, like this is going to really distract people, And so I would micro-analyze myself of why I wasn't good enough. And my channel sucked. And then I got to this place where I started affirming every day, I'm a divine being worthy of what I want. And then 1, I started to love that. And then 2, guess what? My YouTube channel started going viral because everything that you want is already here and it has your name on it, but it can't come to you until you feel that you're worthy of it. And the quickest and fastest way to get what you want is to realize that not only are you worthy of it, but you're a divine being, right? If you're made in the image of God, if you're one with God, if you are a divine being, if every cell of your body is this beautiful Holy Spirit, then by default, you are meant to experience all of God's creation. Like, think about how exciting that is. You're meant for it. You're meant for it. You're not meant to live in the apartment you hate forever. Maybe you're meant to embrace it and learn the lessons of it and appreciate it. And then that shift is going to cause you to go to a new financial level, but you're not meant to stay there. So affirm to yourself or comment down below, I'm a divine being. I'm worthy of everything that I desire. And again, that's why it's so important to reprogram your subconscious mind. You can get my free financial success hypnosis right there down below. It's Jake's Hypnosis. It's pinned to the comments and in the description. Listen to it for 5 minutes a day. It'll start to shift the subconscious programming and eliminate all those subconscious belief systems that make you feel inferior. And then you realize, damn, I am good enough. And that's when every single thing mirrors it. The people that you attract start to change because they're mirroring your own self-worth. So they treat you better. The business relationships are better. The new romance is someone who treats you well. The business relationships, the money, it comes as a result of that shift. And 7, last but not least, is that every day you are ready to receive unexpected abundance. Being in a place of receptivity is the key to quickly bring more of what you want into your life. Most people live with such a closed mind because they're so attached to themselves and what they see and experience with their 5 senses that they can't comprehend that there's something else in store because they're so neurologically programmed through their nervous system and the electrical impulses in their brain that evoke the emotions off of their crappy bank account, their boss they hate, the job that sucks, the failed relationship. It's become so neurologically programmed into them that they basically become like a robot that is conditioned to stay at the level to which they become accustomed to. And it becomes a negative homeostasis that we're afraid to leave because it's normal, but we want to leave it because it sucks, right? So one of the quickest ways to do that is to start to shift your mind into a place of receptivity by saying, I'm open to receiving all the good life has to offer today. I'm open to receiving all the good that life has to offer today. And make it into a little game. See if you can say it enough times where you shift the emotion to attract something new. So pick something small, like see if you can attract an extra $10, an extra $50. See if you can attract a new business opportunity or a new client in the next 24 hours or a lead for it. See if you can attract a new person. See if you can attract a new possibility for a new house. Or maybe just something really small. So think about it, set a very clear intention on what it is that you want to attract, and then repeat this to yourself. I'm open to receiving unexpected good. I'm open to receiving all the good that life has to offer. And make it a little game. And then what happens is when those things happen, you go, holy crap, I'm actually able to control my reality a lot more than I thought. And then that opens you up for your life to go to a level you never thought was possible. So if you enjoy this video, these are the 7 signs you're closer than you think. What you want is on the way. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to get my free success hypnosis. It's right there down below. Pinned to the comments and in the description. It's jakeshypnosis.com. Put a smile on your face. Comment down below, I'm ready to receive. If you enjoy this video, hit the like button, subscribe, bell notification, and click right here to check out one of my Neville Goddard techniques on the quickest and fastest way to attract what you want.